Coming up on UCF Nightly News, a presidential candidate is coming to campus tomorrow. Reporter Danielle Apolinar will have a live update from the CFE Arena where she will show you more.
Plus, the Board of Governors recently met with UCF officials. We'll tell you the groundbreaking developments for the future downtown campus.
Florida beaches will soon have some visitors coming back to shore. Find out why wildlife officials say you should observe nature without technology.
In sports, Orlando City kicks off its second MLS season this Sunday. Find out how a former UCF Knight is making the transition from college to the pros.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Jordan E. Morgan.
And I'm Daniel Bird. Today is Friday, March 4th, 2016. Presidential hopeful Donald Trump is coming to the CFE Arena tomorrow, and both supporters and protesters are taking notice. Reporter Danielle Apolinar spoke to students preparing to attend the event.
Whether you like it or not, Donald Trump has stolen the spotlight this primary season. Dr. Aubrey Jewett, a political science professor here at UCF, says Trump's success comes as a big surprise.
If you would ask any political science professor or political analyst around the country, say 8 months ago, do you think Donald Trump will be winning the Republican primary by the beginning of March? They would have said no, and they would have said with a laugh, are you crazy?
According to the Associated Press, Trump is the frontrunner so far in the Republican Party. And much like his campaign, his trip to campus is creating quite the commotion. Students both for and against Trump say they plan to attend, but for different reasons. Shimon Hazarati, a UCF student, used to be a registered Democrat, but recently changed his party affiliation to support Trump.
I'm really excited. I've already been to one of his rallies at USF, and I think it'll be a really fun time.
David Mooseman says he'll be there too, but as the organizer of a peaceful protest planned for Saturday's rally, which started on social media.
And what we're trying to do is coordinate with students and activists around the community to stage a protest.
Trump's visit to UCF is creating conversation and action among Knights and the Orlando community.
Reporter Danielle Apolinar joins us live via Skype from outside the CFE Arena.
How's it looking out there, Danielle? Has anybody set up yet?
Thanks, guys. If you take a look around me, you can see nothing too crazy yet, nothing really out of the norm, but that's expected to change tomorrow when Trump makes his way to this area, which is expected to be jam-packed full of people. I talked to Mr. Mooseman, who said protesters will be set up all along Gemini Boulevard here across the street from the CFE Arena, keeping their distance. Doors for the event open at 11 and the event won't start until 2. But if you're interested in seeing Trump in action, you're still able to register online free of charge at eventbrite.com. And Knights, keep your eyes peeled because UCF sent students an email telling us to look for other candidates coming to campus as the election comes to a close. At the CFE Arena, I'm Danielle Apolinar. Back to you guys.
Right around the corner. Anyone interested, registered with a specific party can head to the polls on March 15th. The voter registration deadline has already passed for the primary, but you have until October 10th to register for the general election in November. To check your voter status, visit myflorida.com.
UCF is one step closer to a downtown Orlando campus. The Florida Board of Governors approved the project, and now officials are waiting for funding approval from Florida legislators. We were there when they first overcame the first major hurdle. That was the applause as UCF received their stamp of approval from the Florida Board of Governors this week. This is what the excitement is all about. UCF is planning to build a $60 million academic center in downtown Orlando. The university already raised $16 million in community donations. Plus, we'll use $20 million in university resources. Yet UCF still needs state funding. Governor Rick Scott vetoed the proposal 1 year ago, but UCF didn't give up and made a new proposal to the Board of Governors, which passed 14-2. President John C. Hitt says they are ready for the next stage.
Funding is all that's holding us back, presuming that the governor signs the bill. I think we'll have a quick turnaround on getting the additional funding.
Mayor Buddy Dyer explains the board's approval is only a part of the multi-step process.
It's only available once $20 million has been raised privately, but I have great confidence that we will make it through the process, both through the legislative portion as well as the governor's review of the budget once it's passed.
UCF officials estimate the downtown campus to open fall 2018. We will keep you updated on the legislative process for UCF downtown. For more information, visit ucf.edu/downtown.
We are down to the final week in this year's state legislative session, and with over 2,700 bills submitted to the legislature, many will not be read. One bill that may come up short is an intimate apparel bill. According to the bill text, stores would not be able to sell any swimsuit bottoms or undergarments tried on without a disposable shield or over other clothes. The bill's sponsor, Senator Geraldine Thompson of Orlando, says that even if the bill does not pass, this is often part of the process.
And many times, if you look at legislation, you'll find that it takes more than a year. Sometimes it takes numerous years to get legislation through the process.
Thompson says if the bill passes in the future, it would be up to the customer to follow the rules in the fitting room before hitting the beach. Now let's head outside for a quick check of today's weather with Holly Stouffer.
How's it look out there, Holly?
Hey guys, so I've got some great news. Today's absolutely beautiful out. 77 degrees, 51% humidity, and a west-southwest wind of about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And as you can see from my squinting, there's not a cloud in the sky, which means we have a 0% chance of rain. Coming up next, I'll tell you about our 5-day forecast. Back to you guys.
Starting today, the UCF Police Department is looking for new employees. The department needs 2 dispatchers to help answer 911 calls. Dispatchers serve over 74,000 students and faculty each year. Candidates selected for the job will undergo a background check about a year of training, but application will be open for 2 weeks. To find out more about the opening, visit the UCF Police Department's website.
Today marks the final day of Safe Night Week. Recently, students gathered in the It's On Us walk to take a stand against sexual assault on college campuses. Knights walked around campus to take part in a pledge to end sexual assault. According to the It's On Us campaign, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men are sexually assaulted in college. UCF Cares President Vanessa Palmer says students shouldn't underestimate their power.
You are just as helpful as any other law enforcement or anyone else. Like, you can make a difference in someone's life. You can help save someone. You know, you can help by not being the bystander.
So many people support the cause was really refreshing. For anyone interested in taking the pledge, you can sign up now at itsonus.org.
After the break, we'll tell you how a new music and arts festival can impact us here in Orlando.
Plus, find out how a former Knight and current NFL quarterback is making a difference in the community. We'll be right back.
This month starts the Women's History Month. The national theme is Women in Government. UCF SGA held an event that trains women to run for any position in political office. Elect Her is a nationwide program that trains college women to have effective campaigns. This program hopes to encourage and inform female candidates running for SGA and future office positions. Elect Her motivates women to take leadership roles on campus.
Disney's new tier ticket pricing could change what students pay for single-day tickets. This system separates the park's most popular days from ones with less traffic. Single-day tickets are divided into 3 tiers. Value tickets at Magic Kingdom cost $105, regular tickets cost $110, and peak tickets cost $124 per day. The UCF SGA Ticket Center says their usual discounted prices for students won't change for now, but they could in the future.
Some UCF students are starting off their spring break today at the Okeechobee Music and Arts Festival. This is the first ever Okeechobee Fest. Reporter Rachel Wright tells us how this festival is making some noise around the state of Florida.
UCF student Dylan Callaghy took this video of Paul McCartney at Bonnaroo in 2014. He's been going to music festivals for the past 5 years, but he says the music isn't the only reason he loves going.
Everybody's just happy. Everybody goes there having school problems, things that are going on in their lives, but they actually are there for 4 days to actually connect with people.
The festival atmosphere is why the city of Orlando and Alan Johnson brought the Electric Daisy Carnival to town. But Johnson says these new and up-and-coming festivals in Florida could hurt Orlando's value when attracting artists.
When an artist plays a market, you don't see them come back for 6 months to a year just because of the timing and ticket sales and disposable income.
Okeechobee Fest brought in some big-name artists, but Johnson says Orlando Venues has a plan to counter these concerts.
So we have some land near the Citrus Bowl that we're considering to convert to a boutique festival site, so we'll get in the game with them.
The area Johnson mentioned is Tinker Field, which also hosts EDC. Callaghy went to EDC 2 years ago, and he thinks Tinker Field is too small for 60,000 people.
And it's just not fun. You're just cramped, you're tired, everybody's sweaty, and it's not fun.
With Okeechobee Fest bringing in a similar amount of people, Callaghy thinks the 800 acres of land will be much more comfortable. In Orlando, Rachel White, UCF Nightly News.
Callaghy is already at the Okeechobee Fest. The festival ends on Sunday with Mumford & Sons closing out the event.
Former Knight and current Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Blake Bortles is taking his hard work off the field and bringing it to the community with a new foundation. The goal, according to the foundation page, to give back to the communities that have shaped him as an athlete, teammate, friend, and citizen. The foundation aims to help children with disabilities and provide support to first responders. The Bortles Foundation's first event will be a golf tournament in April in St. Augustine.
After the break, Holly Stouffer will have a full check of the weather for this weekend.
Plus, find out how you can mix luck and your love for animals here in Orlando. We'll be right back.
With St. Patrick's Day this month, you may be thinking about the luck of the Irish, but Orange County Animal Services is celebrating a new kind of luck. Victoria Pasillo tells us how you can choose your luck of the draw.
The event is called the Luck of the Paw, and it's going on at Orange County Animal Services all month. Anyone looking to adopt animals can pull a coin out of a bucket that says they can adopt an animal for $5, $10, $15, and even free. But if you're looking for a specific breed, you won't find that information on the animal's card.
Orange County Animal Services chooses not to show the breed on the tags so animals like Xerxes here can get adopted.
Orange County Animal Services removed breeds from dog cards 2 years ago this month and have seen adoption rates increase from over 4,000 in 2013 to almost 8,000 in 2015. Carolina Devine, the Marketing and Public Relations Coordinator at Orange County Animal Services, says the breed isn't important when looking to adopt.
If they're looking for an energetic dog, they can find one. If they're looking for a mellow one, they can find one too. And they don't need to look at a breed label to know whether or not that dog will be energetic or mellow or what.
Volunteer Solange Morales explains how the dogs were judged before the breeds were removed.
Sometimes people read the name and they decide not to even try to interact with the dog because of the breed.
Although not all shelters have chosen to remove breeds from the cards, Devine says this step was important for adopters.
But I think that by removing the label and letting adopters meet a dog and adopt them based on their personality and not based on what breed they're labeled, I think that's the way to do it.
Anyone interested in adopting can test their luck until the end of March to find their own lucky charm. In Orlando, Victoria Pasillo, UCF Nightly News.
The small adoption fee with the lucky coin includes sterilization, vaccinations, and a microchip. After the promotion, the adoption prices will go back to $55 for dogs and $40 for cats.
Spring break is about to begin, and that means beaches will be crowded.
But wildlife officials say it's important to give space to some guests from the ocean.
Reporter Justin Garfield has more on what to do when you see sea turtles.
Thanks, guys. Sea turtles will be making their way to Florida beaches for nesting season. And while these animals have been on Earth for 100 million years, they face a new threat from technology. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission says someone taking flash photos with a cell phone can interfere with nesting. John Weisenpelt, a biology professor at UCF, studies the effects of artificial lighting on sea turtles. While most sea turtles show up at night, Weisenpelt says it's not a bright idea to take flash photos.
You're going to scare them or cause them perhaps to do something called false crawl, where they crawl up on the beach and for some reason, maybe it's because they're scared or afraid or for some reason, they'll turn around and go back.
The nesting season will last through October, and if you happen to see a sea turtle at your beach, keep your distance since it's illegal to get too close to them. And if you have to use a light, use a red LED flashlight and turn your cell phone brightness down. If you see an injured or dead sea turtle, call the FWC Wildlife Alert Hotline. Holly Stoffer joins us outside the Nicholson School of Communication. The sea turtles are liking the beach, but will there be beach-friendly weather for us?
Thanks, Justin. So the sea turtles aren't the only ones who are going to be at the beach this weekend. We'll be right there with them. Right now it's a perfect day, 77 degrees, 51 chance of humidity, and a west-southwest wind of about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But other parts of the U.S. aren't as lucky as we are. So let's take a look at that national weather forecast. On the west side, you can see that they're going to be hit with a bit of rain. In the north, they're going to have rain and snow. And then in the northeast, they're going to be experiencing heavy snow. But we're all clear here in Florida, thank goodness. We have a high of 68 in Tallahassee, 66 in Jacksonville, 82 in Miami, 74 in Tampa, and 77 here in good old Orlando, with a 0% chance of rain overall. And the forecast for the week is looking incredible. The next 5 days are going to be easy and breezy. On Saturday, we have a high of 78 and a low of 54, 75 and 52 on Sunday, 77 and 59 on Monday, 80 and 62 on Tuesday, and a high of 82 and a low of 64 on Wednesday, with a 0% chance of rain across the board. So perfect weather for spring break. It's going to be awesome. Get out there and enjoy the sun, get a tan, whatever you have to do to have fun. Back to you guys.
Coming up in sports, we'll tell you how UCF basketball sent the seniors out of the CFE Arena with a win.
Plus, spring training is underway throughout Central Florida. We'll tell you how fans are taking in one final year at a nearby stadium.
Hey Knights, I'm Connor Engelhart with your nightly news sports update. The MLS season kicks off this weekend and Orlando City takes on Real Salt Lake this Sunday. Nightly News went to the Lions practice this week to see how former Knight Haji Berry is adjusting to life in professional soccer. Haji Berry was drafted 13th overall by Orlando City in the MLS Super Draft this year. Berry scored 2 goals this preseason, and he feels like he is in great form heading into the start of the season.
I think I've been doing good. I've been doing good so far. The coaching staff have been guiding me a lot, to be better every day. And scoring goals is always going to give me confidence going into the season.
Berry scored 11 goals for UCF in the fall. Orlando City head coach Adrian Heath says Berry's goal-scoring ability is one of the reasons the Lions drafted him.
He has great individual talent. Athletically, he's very, very good. But there's certain aspects of his game that he needs to brush up on, and we knew that when we took him.
Berry says being around players like Kaká, Breck Shea, and Kyle Larin is motivating him to play at a higher level. Even though this is his first season, he has high expectations for the club.
To make the playoff, that's the number one goal. Once we get there, the next thing is to win the MLS Cup. We're taking it day by day, game by game, so we're looking forward to the season.
Berry says it would be a dream come true if he makes his debut on Sunday. Orlando City finished off last season with 5 wins in their last 6 games, but it still wasn't enough as City missed out on the playoffs and finished in 7th place in the Eastern Conference. Well, thousands of baseball fans are now in Florida for the start of Major League Baseball spring training. In Kissimmee, Osceola County Stadium has been home to the Houston Astros since 1985. However, 2016 will be their last season before they move to a new complex in West Palm Beach. Don Mears with Osceola County says the county will now try to use high school and college teams to fill the empty stadium.
Obviously, it's not the same impact as having a spectator-driven show like spring training, but it's still going to be significant with economic impact, with people coming down with their families, part of the team, and staying in the hotels.
Mears adds that ticket sales have significantly increased for this year. He says this is a combination of the Astros' success on the field last season and fans taking advantage of their last chance to see the team in Kissimmee. The UCF men's basketball team beat Tulane 73-65 on senior night. The Knights were trailing by 11 midway through the first half, but freshman Taco Fall came to the rescue. Fall scored 13 points in the final 9 minutes of the first half, and senior Daquan Walker led all scorers with 20 points. The Knights are now locked into the 7th seed for the American Athletic Conference tournament next week. They will travel to UConn for the final home game of the regular season this Sunday. Earlier this week, the UCF baseball team took on the #1 ranked Florida Gators in a Sunshine State showdown. UCF jumped out to an early lead, but the Knights were able to tie it up in the 3rd inning. Despite a valiant effort, the Gators' high-powered offense was too much for the Knights. Florida racked up 14 hits and defeated the Knights 9-5. The following night, UCF took another loss to the Gators in Gainesville. The Knights were shut out 4-0 despite only allowing 3 hits. The team now travels to Texas today to start a 3-game series against Rice. After losing 8 straight games this season, the UCF softball team has now won 4 in a row. The team is now 8-8 on the season, and the Knights will play 4 home games this weekend to open up a 15-game home stretch. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. Back to you, Jordan and Daniel.
That's all our time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website, nsm.today.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynewsucf@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.